Open beta testnet has been out for a couple weeks now, and Illuvium recently dropped a patch with some major changes. This has led to community infighting and intense debate in the Discord. The patch impacts how the airdrop of more than $1.8 million is accumulated, as well as some major gameplay mechanics. I see two major sub-communities fighting, coming up with their own self-interest, leading to this uproar. Hey everyone, I'm Caveman, and I've also been in those Discord communications, arguing and throwing some punches here and there. But in this video, I'm going to break down those changes and share what I think is best for the longevity of this project. If you're new to the game, to the ecosystem, your main objective is to hunt, capture, and collect these alien creatures known as Illuvials. This combines a variety of gameplay mechanics that make a unique experience, and you can check all these changes out in the general gameplay loop for free right now and earn points towards this airdrop. You can join using our link below in the description, and that helps us out also as a Polemos, as a YouTube channel. Let's begin with what I believe to be the most controversial. This is the change to the Master Shard, or basically the Master Ball from Pokemon that can be used to guarantee a capture of any Illuvial. The recipe for this shard has skyrocketed by 10x the materials needed, making it very time consuming to obtain. This immediately hit everyone, including myself, because we're all going around pretty much using only master shards to capture everything, just because we're using free Sepolia ETH. You know, you don't want to waste a shard or waste time missing an Illuvial, so you just craft a whole bunch of these. At one point, I think I had over 100 master shards just on standby, but now it takes a lot of time to craft these. It takes 17 resplendent tier 5 shards to make one master shard. That's like 5 or 6 stage 3 runs solely focused on shards in mining. But is this how we're supposed to be playing the game, only using master shards? No, we have 5 other tiers of shards that are all supposed to be used for specific situations in Illuvials. The master shards are incredibly expensive. Even at the cheapest, they would have been around $40 US. No one is going to be spending $40 per Illuvial, especially when sometimes it's hard to even get the courage to go buy a $70 game. Like, these are supposed to be incredibly rare, only for maybe tier 5 stage 2 and tier 5 stage 3. That's pretty much the only reason you should ever be using a master shard. We have to remember the whole purpose of this beta phase. The developers need to know how the players interact with all the shards throughout all the different phases. They want to evaluate, is it still fun? Is it something sticky that will keep traditional gamers here? That this mass adoption we're all wanting. One of those is what I'm calling the pure airdrop farmers. They just go from Web3 game to game looking for whatever the biggest airdrop currently is live, and they're trying to milk that for as much as they can. And honestly, I don't think these guys add much value to the ecosystem. That they're not really here to help, supply bug reports. That hurt their efficiency, their bottom line. They're just here to try and get as much out of it as they can. And they're frustrated because they came in maybe. They just heard of the project June 6th. They just came in. They're like, okay, I found out this way. T5s, this is way you can rack up points quick. All right, they learn from each other, and they're growing fast, and they're getting the airdrop points, which is cool. They're adding hours into the ecosystem, and then this change hits, and now they're like, okay, crap. It's going to be really hard to catch up to the people who've been playing since Private Beta 4, which is a valid complaint, and I do understand that frustration because I'm one of those people who have several hundred hours in, so I get an advantage because I already have a whole bunch of tier 5s set up. But in the end, this is a test. This is meant for the long-term success. This airdrop is not to inflate our wallet, unique wallet holders. I mean, I'm sure that's a bonus, but the real thing is, hey, this is a cheap way to get quality assurance. QA, we get a whole bunch of beta testers in here to really flush out the system and make this game enjoyable. That's why you're here, all right? And if you think, you're mad because you're playing a game for free and you're getting paid to do it, like, just leave. Like, we don't need you in the Discord making me rage at 4 in the morning because you're crying. Like, I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it right now. I think that we need to be more long-term focused because this change only makes the game more realistic, where we're having to use all the different shards. This is how it's gonna be when the game is live in a couple months, next month, the 25th. So I think that that's a key point. Now, the other group that argues against them is the OGs, like myself, that are going, no, like, we need to change this. It's kind of unrealistic that we're all playing with master shards the way we are, but no one's going to be playing that way. This makes the game more leveled, in my opinion. So I think this change 100% is needed. Feel free to argue. I'll argue with you in the comments. No problem there. But, and you know, here's the other thing, too. They are implementing new point structures. We have no idea how the crafting is going to work. That's supposed to be part 2. The other thing is they just added Holos and Dark Holos, and I don't know if you guys have looked at that. With the Ramfire's going for 1 million points. I think that number 1 place, top grinder right now, is a group that's multi-accounting this. Like, there's 3 people playing on the same account, and I think they have about 500,000 points. This Ramfire is going for 1 million, a Dark Holo Ramfire. You catch that, you're already at the top. So there's ways for you to catch back up, develop new strategies that you might even be able to make more airdrop points than what we've accumulated up to this point. So revise your strategies, enjoy the game for what it is, and let's get back to it. Now, the second change is Ethereal Illuvials. In the overworld, when you trigger an encounter, you'll be battling against a diverse group of Illuvials ranging from all tiers and stages, compared to before where you'd mostly only see tier 1, stage 1 Illuvials, and there'd be like 13 of them. However, during these encounters, you can now only capture the Illuvial that you fought in the overworld and then 2 other randomly generated Illuvials, and compared to before where you would have a chance at up to 13 different Illuvials that you could catch. Now, this has been up for debate for a few weeks now. Even before this update was, they actually posted a poll in the Discord asking, what do we think? Do we want one or the other? And there was huge debate throughout there, and it's still a big debate. But the way that I think is split is one group hates the idea that when you scan, you only see 3 Illuvials, and most of the time they're less rare than all the other stuff, where you can often see a tier 5 stage 3 or tier 4 stage 3, and you're like, they're right there, but now I only get a Lynx and some other trash. Hey, you know, that sucks, and I do understand that feeling. It's like, dang it, you scan each time, it's brutal. The other group really likes the idea that when you go into a battle, you're not fighting 13 stage 1 tier 1 Illuvials. You're fighting against a granite. They're activating all the synergies. It feels like you're actually battling in a stage 3 region. It feels cool, and you know that gameplay experience is way more unique, because before you'd have 13 tier 1 stage 1, you just see like 4 Lynxes on the ground. Like that just didn't feel right. And I think I can make it clear that I stand on the side of Ethereals. I love the idea that they implemented this. I think it's going to make it so cool. Like, literally, when I got my Dark Holo, if you haven't watched that video, check it out right here. I managed to get a Dark Holo Tatopi, and in that fight, they also activated Granite. I had a Goliath and a TNT. That felt so cool. It was like, oh my gosh, this is a real fight, and I feel like they can scale the battles way better that way, feeling where there's not like a whole bunch of duplicates of the same unit. It just makes the gameplay better. And I am someone who still believes that Illuvium is meant more to become a fun game than just an airdrop, farm. Like, it's supposed to be a fun game that adds fun element to it. If a change can add fun to it and it doesn't like destroy the economy, I think we should always push for it. So that's my personal opinion there. The last update, and this is not really a bad change. I don't think there's any contention, and that is the addition of Holos and Dark Holos. It is just so cool to come in there. It adds a whole new element when you're running around looking, and then you see something shiny, and you're like, what is that? Or you see the Dark Holo kind of wave over the unit. It is so cool. It adds another spike of dopamine. Even for someone who has over 300 hours in this, I'm now wanting to go back in there and push another hard 48-hour weekend. Just push. 48 hours. I do sleep, so that's unrealistic. But anyways, that's all I have for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time at Caveman logging off.